All right, Mike Salk and Shannon Dreyer on the Wednesday night of the winter meetings, and we are here by the piano in the foyer, which I didn't even realize was here until Shannon pointed it out. But we got a lot, Shannon. It's been an interesting past 24 hours or so, and just to break down maybe three of the biggest stories for the Mariners over the last few days. The top story for me, forgetting even the players signed, has to be Jack Zarenzig and sort of the change in philosophy we've heard from him.
Absolutely. I think we came into these meetings thinking that perhaps there would be a rabbit that he could pull out of a hat in a trade front. We saw the prospects that they had, that if they wanted to trade, that they could trade, and I think he established pretty early, nope, they're not going to go that route. I think they're definitely, without question, committing to the youth.
Yeah, so it seems that way, right? And you hear some of the comments he's made to the media. He was very strong in what he said, saying he was embarrassed about last year, saying it was time for some of these young players to step up, and really even saying he had individual meetings with some of the players where he said, hey, you guys got to act like professionals. It's time to play like a professional. This isn't a joke. This is Major League Baseball, and you need to act that way. I haven't heard that tone from him.
No, those were the strongest comments that he has made to date, and quite frankly, it was good to hear. I think that there were times when we heard him say, well, people didn't hit to their averages, they didn't play to their averages, and if everybody had done that, everything would be okay. Well, he's sending the message it's not okay. You know, regardless of what the reason is, this is what it is. We are expecting better, and I think the line of the line of the meetings was nobody is on scholarship. And when you have a young team, and when you have youngsters who have lost a lot or been around that, they might be comfortable, and he's letting everybody know that they should not be comfortable in this situation.
Yeah, so look, there's few ways you could look at it. Maybe he's really blaming a couple of players. Maybe he's taking some of the heat off of him for the team he assembled last year. He's already fired the manager of that team. I'm not sure we're really going to know the answer to that. Let's move on to a couple of the other things. Jack Cuss, that's the one we know. It has not been official. Once he takes his physical and passes, he will become a Mariners DH next year.
Absolutely. He's scheduled to be in Seattle on Friday, so I think we'll hear an announcement about that shortly. Interesting player, led the league in 2008 in strikeouts and in walks. My concern would be we're going to see a lot of strikeouts from this team, Mike. You put a bunch of rookies together, Franklin Gutierrez strikes out a lot, add Jack Cuss to that, we could have some really quick ball games next year.
Well, that would not be a big surprise after the ball games we had last year. At least Jack Cuss hit a couple of home runs. Guy's got a lot of power. He does walk a lot, as Shannon said. He strikes out a ton. Miguel Olivo is the last one, and this is not confirmed, nor we're even really sure how far along this one is. Obviously, Mariners fans know the catcher, remember him. A 2-year deal is what's being rumored, and Shannon, that's the part I don't get. If you want to bring in a veteran catcher for 1 year, I get it, somebody to teach this young guy what to do, but if you're really saying, hey, we're going with the young guys, why do you then sign a mediocre veteran catcher to a 2-year deal?
Well, I'm looking at it two different ways. Maybe it is a way to push not only Adam Moore, but maybe even Rob Johnson and younger catchers and anybody else that they might
pushing them. They're pushing them out. And what room do they have? You know, you sign a veteran to a 1-year deal, you push them. You sign a guy to a 2-year deal, you're not pushing him. You're saying, sorry, we're letting somebody else play.
Well, that's what he wants. He wants competition. There's no question about that, but it's also insurance. I mean, they are in catching ranks right now, and the other thing is it may be one of the only places they can legitimately add some offense. So
that's a scary thought. If Miguel Olivo is the way you're trying to add offense.
Do you see anything else
No,
out there?
I don't, but I still don't like. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of this one.
I don't think you can get him for under 2 years. If Jack is able to
get Greg,
him
then don't get him. Don't get him. Just don't get him. 2 years doesn't make sense for a catcher for the Mariners. She's Shannon Dreyer. I'm Mike Salk. Thanks to Jeff Baker of the Seattle Times for filming. It's us at the winter meetings.